Imagine being a striker asked to name who was the toughest defender to face in the late 2000s. Most would name Nesta, Materazzi, Vidic, Terry, or Vieira, the massive, intimidating forces. But here's the shocker. The toughest opponent was a 5'8", slender dynamo from South Korea. Ji-sung Park was otherworldly. A relentless worker with an ego so tiny you almost forgot it existed. His legendary stamina meant that even in extra time he would chase his man relentlessly. Fans joked he must have 3 lungs, and Pirlo once remarked that he moved at the speed of an electron nuclear-powered. Sir Alex Ferguson later said that if anyone could stop Lionel Messi, it was Park. Here's the twist. At 18, Park was told to give up on football. Korea's draft system rejected him due to his small size, despite leading his high school team to victory. Instead of being destined for obscurity as Ji-sung Park, the accountant, he forged his own path. His father, a butcher, devised a plan to help him grow bigger and stronger with a meat-only diet featuring dishes so unappetizing that Park later recalled they tasted awful, smelled deadly, and were nearly undrinkable. He even ate frogs, antlers, and deer blood. Park claims he grew an extra 7 centimeters during that time, and that is no small feat. Fate intervened when an Olympic friendly between his university team and the under-23 squad impressed the national team coach so much that Park was called up. After the team was knocked out despite winning 2 out of 3 group matches, he made his national team debut before signing his first professional contract. From that moment, nothing could stop him. He soon joined a club and even attracted overseas interest. Park became one of the first Koreans to play in Japan, joining the legendary Kazumiura at Kyoto Sanga. Despite setbacks, his club's relegation in his first season, and the sacking of the manager, who first called him up a new manager, Gus Hiddink, where Park's performances, including scoring in both matches, earned him a fixture on the national team. Then came 2002, the year that changed everything. The World Cup, hosted in Japan and South Korea, captured the world's attention. South Korea's run was extraordinary. A 2-0 win against Poland, a draw against the United States, and a victory against Portugal's golden generation where Park scored the only goal with a stunning half-volley. South Korea reached the knockout stage, then shocked the world by defeating Italy and Spain to reach the semifinals, finishing 4th, a historic achievement for an East Asian team. With Park at the center, his value soared. Hiddink, watching closely from PSV days, knew his worth. When Park led Kyoto Sanga to an Emperor's Cup victory, by scoring the decisive goal, Hiddink was convinced Park had to move to Europe. Just 4 years after being rejected by every club in Korea, Park moved to the Eredivisie for €5 million to play alongside Robben, Huntelaar, Van Bommel, and Matejka Kezman. There was one hiccup. Fans were skeptical about spending so much on a Korean mid-season. After a surgery 4 matches in and a less-than-full return, critics assumed he wasn't good enough. Even teammate Van Bommel publicly remarked on his signing, citing language barriers as a concern. The relentless booing forced Hiddink to call him up only for away games, and Park even considered returning to Korea. His father recalled, "When Ji-sung did not do well, people threw drinks at him and insulted him. I was very confused because that never happened here." Thankfully, perseverance paid off by his 3rd season, when Robben left for Chelsea and Hiddink was reassessing his options. Park's consistency silenced his critics. Then Park elevated his game. He scored in the playoffs to send PSV to the Champions League and led them to a league title despite low expectations. In Europe, PSV beat Rosenborg, Panathinaikos, and even managed a draw against Arsenal before thrashing Monaco 3-0 in the last 16 and eliminating Lyon. In the semi-finals against AC Milan, Park scored the opening goal, ending Milan's long goalless streak. Although Milan advanced on away goals, his performance was unforgettable. Criticism faded. A Japanese journalist later praised him for his toughness, and even Van Bommel apologized publicly for doubting him. Park was nominated for UEFA Forward of the Year, alongside legends like Ronaldinho, Shevchenko, Eto'o, and Adriano, even though he wasn't primarily a forward. In a match against Lyon, a Manchester United scout was so captivated by his relentless energy He confessed he couldn't focus on any other player, because Park was like a never-ending bundle of energy darting across the pitch. Soon after, his agent revealed that Sir Alex Ferguson was waiting on the phone. Though initially skeptical only one East Asian player had ever been at United, the Scottish accent confirmed the deal. A month later, Park signed for United for just €7 million, one of the greatest bargains in football history. At United, his new teammates quickly saw he was far more than a marketing stunt. As Scholes once said, "Park was the toughest player I ever faced. It was a nightmare to go to training because he would come over, stare me down and say, 'You will not get a shot off today.'" Adapting to a defensive role, his tirelessness earned him the nickname Three-Lung Park. His impact was so significant that just 3 months in he was given the captain's armband. Injuries soon followed, and after surgery and a 9-month recovery, his Champions League quarterfinal comeback against Roma convinced Sir Alex that Park was indispensable. Against Barcelona, be it Messi, Eto'o, Xavi, or Deco, Park was often the standout performer. He became one of the key reasons United reached the final, making it all the more painful when Sir Alex Ferguson left him out of the team sheet to watch from the stands as United lifted the Champions League trophy. Park later said calmly, "The team won, so I am happy. It is frustrating not to play, but there will be other opportunities." His autobiography revealed his only regret was being left out of the 2008 final squad, despite his vital role in getting them there. Another opportunity came a year later, after an incredible performance in the semi-finals against Arsenal, hailed as the greatest counterattack ever. He started in the final against Barcelona, and though United lost, the 4 trophies he won that season helped ease the pain. Even when he struggled for game time the following season, he remained first choice for every big match. Sir Alex always knew how crucial he was when facing the world's best teams. Then came a game against AC Milan, arguably the greatest match of his career. Sir Alex assigned him the daunting task of stopping Pirlo by serving as a human shield. Pirlo, at his peak, was averaging 110 passes per game, but Park's commitment forced him to settle for only 21. Years later, Pirlo admitted in his autobiography that he was effectively shadowed by Park, a testament to his work ethic, so admired that even a world-class player couldn't help but acknowledge it. As Ferdinand humorously recalled, "I am sure Pirlo expected to wake up the next day and see Park in his bed." At just 29, Park's career was nearing its peak, yet injuries returned. After a season-long struggle that led to surgery, and United losing the league title on the final day, Park continued fighting. A subsequent season saw him join QPR as captain, but with only 4 wins, the club was relegated, and he was loaned back to PSV. At 33, constant knee pain forced him to announce his retirement, a poignant end for a player who had competed in 3 Champions League finals, won 19 trophies, and guided South Korea to a historic 4th-place finish at a World Cup. He remains undoubtedly the most successful East Asian player of all time.